To begin the new year with a bang, Cobra Kai has released its fourth season on Netflix, and it has proven to be a huge success and one of the best shows out there right now. Today we are going to talk about this show and we are going to review it. We are going to talk about those positive aspects that the show has overall, and also we are going to be talking about those negatives, those little bits that could be improved upon a little bit. But also for all those of you who enjoy Cobra Kai but yet have not watched the fourth season, click away right now as we are going to have some mild spoilers in this moment. Of course, it's going to be something mild, not something really hard, but if you have not watched it, just click away. In all honesty, I have tried to put this off as much as I can, but it cannot just be held forever. And I want to talk about this show because I agree that it is one of the best that we have out there right now. So, let's dive into it. To begin with, Cobra Kai is the series that follows Johnny Lawrence right after the tournament that ended his karate career and what he has been doing. In this fourth season, he has joined forces with his former rival Daniel LaRusso to try and beat down Cobra Kai after John Kreese has taken over and it's becoming a threat to everyone on the valley. They have decided to have an all-out on the All Valley Under 18 Karate Tournament, where if they lose, they have to quit teaching, and if Kreese loses, well, he will have to do likewise and forget about teaching karate to young kids. So the stakes are high and no one is willing to give in even an inch. And that is precisely what is at the center of this fourth season. We see there an interaction with Johnny Lawrence and Daniel LaRusso, and we also see an even deeper look of how similar they really are, how alike they are in their thinking, in their pride, but also how evenly matched they are in their karate. Now, one of the positive aspects of the show right now in the fourth season is that there are improvements, I would say, on performances. One that I think steals the show is Peyton List, who does the best that she can with the material, and she really gives a very good performance as Tori, but also is raising the stakes higher and also setting something of a bar for quality in the acting department for the young kids. One that is a welcoming return is that of Thomas Ian Griffith, that played the character of Terry Silver in the original The Karate Kid Part 3 and is returning with that role as well right now. He does a very nice job. He looks comfortable in the role that he played so many years ago. He also looks the part of this changed man that is getting haunted by his past, but also by this quote-unquote friend that is John Kreese, and I think that his performance is something that we all enjoy. Johnny and Daniel, with all their ups and downs, their comings and goings, they have a different dynamic and a different synergy, and also the fact that we get to see a little bit more of Johnny's past and those sequences in which both Johnny training in the Miyagi style and Daniel training in the Eagle Fang style. That's a nice addition and it's something good to see there. The tournament has good choreographies, and I think that they have tried their best to keep with the movements from the originals, both in terms of what Cobra Kai can do and Miyagi as well. but also adding their eagle fang, and that they have this karate style similar to Cobra Kai. Well, it adds for great development of the different choreographies that we see in that tournament. Sure, they are exaggerated, they are not real fights, but they look nice, and it's also a nice addition and a nice touch there to see how, because they are trying to beat their enemies, everyone is learning everything. So you see their different combinations, and I think that the character of Sam is the one that does the best combinations in all of the show. Another thing that the show has that is always welcome is those throwbacks to the original Bill Conti soundtrack from the original trilogy, as well as new music, and I think that it all adds up masterfully and perfectly well. It's really nice to see that. I also like seeing the character of Miguel interact with Daniel LaRusso a little bit more, and what we see right now in the show between the two characters, I think that it's nice. It's a nice touch, and it also adds tension to the Johnny Lawrence and Miguel dynamic. Also, the relationship that Johnny started with Miguel's mom Carmen is something interesting to see, and it gives opportunity for it to be a little bit more developed in the future, which is something that I also enjoy. As for the negative aspects of the show, well, I think that there are many ways in which it could improve. One of them is in some of the actors, especially the actor that plays Samantha LaRusso, Mary Mouser. I think that she still looks a little bit stiff in the role. I think that she looks a little bit uncomfortable still, like hasn't yet found her own skin, which is something unfortunate considering that she has had 4 seasons to do it, but maybe it's only my impression. Also, the guy that plays Danny LaRusso's youngest son, it's not really that good. I don't really like those little bits and those little parts that had something to do with him and his friends, because also, well, those kids can run for shit. They're supposed to be a little bit more, like sort of athletic or something like that. You can't really buy it. Those kids have never done exercise in their fucking lives, but anyways. One of the good things is that they add there another character, but this character needs to be fleshed out a little bit more. The situation is that maybe there were too many plot lines going on during this 4th season, too much to cover, too much ground, and sometimes it didn't really pay off the way that it should have, or in a way that was satisfying for me, such as the case of Moon and Hawk trying to get back together. It gets sorted out way too easily and too fast, and it feels anticlimactic. And many other plot lines that are supposed to be continued in the following seasons, well, they don't feel as fleshed out, and sometimes they are quite forgotten, and there is no reason why they were added in the first place in many of the sequences, such as Daniel LaRusso's son and his troubles and tribulations, which in the end they do add up to the Cobra Kai resentment against the Miyagi-Do, but in the end it doesn't feel as earned, and maybe also because of the acting of this particular guy that plays the little son of LaRusso. As for editing, I think that there is also a bit of a problem there, because they are using multi-camera angles, especially for the fights, and there are occasions in which it's quite clear that they are using different takes of the same sequence, and of course from different angles, so the choreographies do not flash, do not show, do not get exposed as well and with the quality that they should, because sometimes the cuts that are given in the editing room make it feel like they didn't land a kick, or that they didn't move properly, or that if they had moved differently they would have actually done it right. But I think that it has to do with editing more than with the actual sequence, because it can be noticed in many of the frames. Anyways, Cobra Kai continues being a good show. It has left a cliffhanger there that I think many will enjoy, and of course will make them be uneasy trying to wait for the 5th season to appear, and we can only hope that it is one of the greatest seasons out there. It has already been mentioned that it's not the last one, that there are going to be at least one more season, maybe 2, So we will have to wait and see. I hope that this show keeps getting better and better, and I really hope that we can see the working of Daniel LaRusso and John Lawrence as a team, because I think that they really do work that well when they are together. Anyways, it's just my opinion. I hope that you take a look at Cobra Kai on Netflix and give me also your opinions down below in the comments about this show and this particular season. And until next time everyone, peace out.